As we're talking about sustainability, I just want to point out that when it comes to climate ranking, though, Malaysia has deteriorated. In fact, it dropped about 3 places at 59th position, which is the lowest out there. Your thoughts on where progress might be made and how much progress can be made this year?
Yeah, I mean, I think first, thank you for having me here. And we are basically still an oil and gas country. We rely a lot of our resources, revenue for the government from oil and gas. And we also started off as an export-driven industrial economy, which was fueled by blanket subsidies. But what we have done, we have, just in about 2 weeks ago, the Prime Minister has said that we want to reach net zero. Previously, it was as early as 2050, but now we've set it firmly at 2050, and that's a beacon for us. And secondly, we have started with the reduction of or retargeting of subsidies. Last year, we started with electricity tariffs. We've started this year, as you mentioned just now, with regards to diesel. And again, this, I believe, will again be another spur for us to achieve our ambitious goals under the energy transition roadmap, and hopefully, we will rise up the rankings.
Right. The cut to fuel subsidies is, as you alluded to, a key step. But when we look at potential other moves as well in the energy transition and helping businesses and consumers become more cognizant of the negative externalities of carbon, what is the government's mulling of potentially carbon taxation a further step in that direction?
Well, I think that's the thing. We have to do it step by step because as far as Malaysia is concerned, we've had basically we are subsidizing our carbon so far, right? Diesel, before this brown electricity, and we are still subsidizing petrol. So when we want to talk about carbon tax, which I do believe is the reasonable next step, that means that we have to address our subsidies first. The retargeting is an important first step, and now we need to work on the other parts that we need to do before we go on the carbon tax. And I think we are already discussing whether we can pilot it. The Ministry of Finance is leading the discussion with the Ministry of Trade and Industry, as well as with the World Bank, to see how we can start carbon tax. And we are looking at potential sectors, the hard-to-abate sectors such as the steel industry.